Welcome to the DEJ Show. I am your host, David Edgerton Jr., and I'm so glad that you joined me today. This podcast was designed for everybody in mind. If you want to get better at something, if you want to live your life to the fullest, if you just simply want to stay positive, this is the podcast for you. If you like what you hear, make sure you leave us a good review on Apple Podcasts. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this. Before I get into the episode, I would like to first thank you all for being listeners to the DEJ Show. We took a little bit of a vacation from December up until now, and one of the reasons we did that is we wanted to look at all of the episodes that we had published last year in 2018. We wanted to take the best we could from how we were producing the shows, how we were coming up with content, and how we were able to, grow our listenership. So thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Now we are back on the air, back in the pod sphere, if you will. We're back at doing what we love to do, which is talking about how to make everyone better. Again, we thank you for hanging in there with us. Today, I want to talk about how your passions can take care of you. This is very important to talk about because there's a school of thought that says that you shouldn't follow your passions because they may or may not provide enough support for you to make a living. And then there's a school of thought that says you should follow your passions and don't worry about being taken care of. It'll take care of itself. One of the reasons that I took a 30-day-ish hiatus or vacation from doing podcasting is because during the month of December, I was promoted to a new role at my company. I am now the Director for Diversity and Inclusion for my company. Now, how does this relate to your passions? Well, I want to take you through how that came about and give you sort of a model that you can use to determine whether or not your passion can take care of you. So leading up to this move, this promotion, what I had done for my company is got involved with recruiting. And in getting involved with recruiting, I basically wanted to have the opportunity to travel to different universities, to career fairs, and recruit great candidates to my company and give them the opportunity to work for what I thought was an awesome company to work for. Meeting new people, starting new conversations, and selling the idea of coming to work for the company was something that not only I enjoyed doing, but was pretty good at it. In the first couple of years of working for the company, I think I did manage to get 3 employee referrals and help people start or continue their careers at the company I work for. Another activity I got to participate in is the creation of our marketing materials for the company I work for. I was able to go out to the West Coast and shoot a commercial. I got a chance to participate in several photo shoots for the career website, as well as some of the marketing material that went out to recruit veterans. And the material that was shot was now used as a part of the decorations for one of our manufacturing facilities. So in a nutshell, I got a chance to really represent the brand of the company itself in the marketplace. And that was a lot of fun. I also belong to an organization that is working on improving the diversity and inclusion of the tech economy here in the Twin Cities. Now, this organization has been a passion of mine to work with because I believe that everyone, no matter what you look like, should have the opportunity to be able to create wealth for themselves. And I see technology and the ability to create products and services using technology as a way to close the wealth gaps that we have here in this state. What I just shared with you are 3 of the passions that I have and continue to cultivate because I really enjoy doing those kinds of activities. Here is where we now head in the direction I want to go with this episode. So now that you know a little bit about the passions I have, let me show you how having those passions and working in those passions led to the new opportunity that I am now walking in and now executing for the company. I say about 4 months ago, I was approached by our senior executive in the human resources area. And this wonderful person asked me if I would ever consider coming into the human resources area. And I would like to tell my entire audience, because I'm open and transparent, the truth. And the truth was, I laughed at this person. I laughed at this person borderline disrespectfully. And I'm going to tell you why. In my mind, I had worked in the information technology field for over 23 years. And I have an electrical engineering degree and I have an MBA. So I'm thinking I'm going to start over and I'm going to come into the HR area. So I laugh because not that HR is not a good field, because it's a necessary field. It's a wonderful field. I know too many people who are doing well in that area. That wasn't it. In my mind, I was thinking in order to make a jump from information technology as a career to HR or human resources as a career, that was going to be a leap of faith, one. Two, I also thought that I would have to start over. And starting over this far into a career didn't quite make sense to me. So I was reacting to those kinds of thoughts. And I wanted to be truthful and open and transparent with my audience so you understand why I did what I did. Either way, this person said, I will work on you. That was the last thing she said. And I said, okay. So here's what happened. Over time, I had several other meetings with not only this wonderful person, but also my personal board of directors. And I think I did an episode on what a personal board of directors is. So go check that out in one of the previous episodes. But at the end of the day, you've got to have people around you that don't care about what you've done, don't care about who you are, don't care about all of the trophies you may have, but love you enough to tell you the truth. So I talked to one of those people, one who has known me for 23 years. And he basically told me, once I shared with him what was going on and what was being said, that I had lost my mind. And when you say lost your mind, I'm like, okay, what is he talking about? He said, you are designed to do what is being offered to you. And I said, okay. And he also went on to say that all the things you have done effortlessly, all the things you have done that you would do for free, all the things that you have done that give you energy, all of those are wrapped into what is now being offered to you. At that moment, I realized that the things that I'm calling my passions that I would just do with no one looking at me or no one really giving me anything to do it, the things I would just volunteer for. I now had an opportunity right here in front of me to get paid, compensated to do those things. Boy, did my mind change really fast after I got a hold of that idea. And from then on, it was all about how do we make the transition? So as of a few weeks ago, the transition was made. I'm now in this new role. I am excited about it. I'm excited about all of the possibilities in front of me. I'm excited about all the new people I've started to meet in this space called diversity and inclusion. And last but not least, I was promoted to this role, which means that I didn't lose anything I had before. I am excited that I'm now in a new area that I am absorbing and learning and trying to take in everything I could possibly take in, because my passions have now been put together and now form a job or a career or a role that now I can execute without even thinking twice about. What's my point? Here's my point. Find your passions. I do agree with that. Find out what they are. Find the things that you would do for free that no one has to pay you to do. Find those things that are in demand, which is a key part of this, and go do it. That is how this all came about. I was already doing the job that I'm now in, even though I didn't have the job. I was already executing on all of the activities that make up the responsibilities and accountabilities of this new career that I'm walking in. Nobody had to ask me to do that. And I am enjoying myself, which is the most important thing. So here's my message to you in this first episode of 2019. Do what you are designed to do. Find whatever that is. And then from there, figure out if it's in demand. Because if it is in demand, then your passions will be able to take care of you. Because now all you have to do is figure out the business model around doing your passion. A lot of people do that. Musicians do it all the time. Artists do it all the time. People that work in corporate America, they love what they do. There are some of them that do anyway. And what they figured out is how to build a business model around what it is they love to do. That is your assignment for 2019. All of my listeners to this podcast, that is your assignment. If you're having challenges with your role at work, or you're in a dead-end job, you're doing something that you know you shouldn't be doing as far as a particular role or job, if you know there's more out there for you, do the pulse check and find what your passions really are. Then figure out if those passions are in demand. And after that, find the opportunity where you can execute in your passion. Because I have learned that your passions can take care of you. That's it for this episode of the DEJ Show. I'm David Edgerton Jr., your host, and thank you so much for spending some time with us today. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us at www.thedejshow.com, and you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Please log into Apple Podcasts and leave us a review, and we will see you next time. And remember, if anyone asks you to have a great day, you tell them, have a better one. We'll see you next time. Thanks.